Hi, welcome to a video made by a blind person. Yeah, too blind to care what the visuals look like.
Hi everyone, I'm gonna just start this video. I call it a get ready with me, call it a mukbang, call it a chatter video, call it whatever you want, but I'm just gonna do it. I've got a little while to get ready for work, but I want to be ready when yesterday I did a vlog, part of which I've already edited together, part of which I don't know if I'm going to edit together. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I still have the footage. In that, as I was living through that day, I was wondering about... I'm not going to go into the details of it, but there was something that happened one day with relatives and... well, it was a family vacation, and there was an incident. The details are going to be withheld, but in the course of it, something came up called my relative's spoon theory. My other relative who was talking about it said, ask her about it one of these days. She'll tell you her spoon theory. A day like today uses up every spoon she had. Now, my relative wasn't talking directly to me. I think she was talking to one of my aunts, but I was there. I was in on the conversation. I didn't have a whole lot to contribute to it, but it happened in my presence. And I was thinking about yesterday when I had to take a trip I hadn't counted on, and the whole day had been a little bit more frustrating than I thought it would be. Well, frustrating, emotional, not completely frustrating. There was some frustration, there was some distress, there was some annoyance, there was a lot of little emotions. And as I was sitting at the Starbucks next door to the bank trying to decide, do I go to Walgreens or do I just say screw it, I'm going home? I remembered hearing about the spoon theory. Actually, my aunt talked about my other relative's spoon theory, and then I heard it mentioned another time. I had looked someone up and contacted her about something, I was interested in maybe checking out something that she knew something about. And I emailed her to see if she could help me out, and her answer was, I don't know if you've ever heard of the spoon theory, but if you're familiar with that, I have to say that I'm really running on very few spoons with everything that's happened with me, never mind what they all are. But her bottom line was, I only have so much emotional energy left these days, and they have to go to certain things. I can send you resources, but I can't directly help you. I'm sorry. And it was okay. I worked through it without her, but I mean, I might be in a better place now than, I don't know if she would have told me about this. I mean, I don't know how she does it, but I ended up finding the way that I do it, and it works fine. But the point is, that was the second time I'd heard about the spoon theory. And as I was sitting in Starbucks yesterday wondering, do I have the... do I have it in me to do Walgreens today? I wondered, I don't know what this spoon theory is, but might it apply to me? So I finally Googled it this morning, and it turns out that although I'm not suffering from an illness, one of whose main symptoms is pain, I think the spoon theory can apply to me as well. And a day like yesterday where, first of all, I called to see about what the status is of my silly door-to-door transportation system, getting a person out there to take a look at my workplace and get better instructions in the manifest so that whether the driver's been there before or not, they know where the hell to go. Turned out, I mean, hopefully it was as simple as changing things in the frequency. We'll see what happens. But dealing with that particular customer service person, I don't necessarily dislike her, but I'm not crazy about the attitude that I've dealt with her before, and she seems to have the attitude of, well, is anything actually happening, or are you afraid that something's going to happen when nothing really has? You know what? Maybe it's a little bit of both, but look, things have happened. This has been a problem, and this is the best job I have had, and I'm going to hold on to this job longer than I've ever held on to any other job, and I'm not willing to be retiring and the day of my retirement party be told, okay, I'm not quite sure where I'm going. How do I go to this place? Where do I drop you off at? You know, I can't see what you're looking at, and I can't, my mental picture of the situation is bullshit anyway, so you need instructions in your manifest to tell you exactly what to do from a standpoint that you can understand, because I'll never be able to give you that. That was at least a spoon or two already, dealing with that whole situation. And then I get an Uber to take care of this little piece of business that it's not that important, but I just want to do it. But damn app charges my debit card. Okay, what the hell are you doing? There's plenty of credit in there. There's gift cards. I want it going against the gift cards. There's one gift card, but, well, I'm not going to do that until you make me. Fine, I'll go to the Uber office and make you. I wonder if that costs a spoon anyway, just fighting with it. Well, not even fighting with the Uber, but just finding out that Uber was doing that, and alright, change of plans. I gotta go to the damn Uber office to force my app to acknowledge that I have a gift card here. I mean, I'm not sure how many spoons dealing with Uber costs, period. But dealing with door-to-door transit probably costs just as many, if not more, really. Well, depending on what it is that you're dealing with. If you're dealing with a driver that can't figure out where they're supposed to go because they don't have decent instructions or adequate instructions in their paperwork about how to get you to work, that's probably going to cost more spoons than if you have a driver who is sitting in their car and calling you and saying, okay, I'm here, and you're saying, well, I can't see you because my eyes don't work, so you're going to have to actually get out of the car and find me. I'm the one standing out here with the white cane. I mean, that costs spoons, but not as many as a driver who has you 9/10 of the way to work and then is asking you how to get the rest of the way, or asking you to describe in ways that you don't know how to describe what they need to know. I shouldn't be talking about this when door-to-door transit is what's taking me to work today. It's going to be someone who's been there before, or at least someone who is familiar enough with it and then can look at the notes that the customer service put into today's ride and can figure out that it's door 1. Anyway, I think the point of this conversation is that, you know, when I looked it up, it said something about the spoon theory is an explanation, a disability metaphor to explain why people who are chronically ill or disabled don't have the energy to do what they need to do every day or something like that. I don't know. I wasn't crazy about the way they put that, but I was like, you know, let me find out more about it. Let me go beyond that result. And what I found was I guess the person who came up with the spoon theory actually wrote the story of how she came up with it and put it on the internet. And I read that and I was like, okay, that I'm happy to read. That her situation is different from mine. She is physically ill and she has to deal with that every day. I am blind, and I'm just going to say that mental illness has been a part of my life for, honestly, probably starting at around preteens. I'm not going to go into details, but I'm going to say it went undiagnosed for many years. I finally had to go to a different state and kind of take enough power over my own life to say, I know I need help, and how can I get that help? To finally get diagnosed with what I have had probably from probably age 11 or 12 is when it started, honestly. And that's all I'm going to say about that right now. But I think it was a person that wrote the theory that said not only could this apply to a person who had my condition, but it can apply to someone who has any kind of disability. And she might be right. I certainly think that with a mental illness factor in it, it could apply. So to say that I ran out of spoons yesterday, or that I was running low enough on spoons that I didn't think I had enough spoons left to go through with a Walgreens trip in that day, in that state, was probably accurate. I might read the spoon theory later on in this video so that you have some idea what the hell I'm talking about, because at this time, even yesterday, I had no idea what I was talking about. But right now, I've got to finish breakfast and finish getting ready for work. I think one thing I want to do, whether it's in this video or a video soon to come, is to explain, if not how many spoons it costs to just plan your transportation, how much more complicated it is to plan your transportation if you're a person like me than it is to plan your transportation if you're someone like probably you who's watching this, you who there's at least 75% of a chance you can see you have a car, you can just hop in your car whenever the hell you want to and go wherever the hell you want to. I know, I will own this. I complain about transportation probably more than any YouTuber, or I'm one of the most gripey about transportation of all YouTubers, and I'm sorry, I know you probably get sick of hearing it, but I'm hoping that this video, or the video about transportation, or the video about how many spoons it must cost to set up transportation, will at least help it make sense why I'm like that. And why I can't stop saying I am a kid at heart, and that if there was such a place as Zarame Falls, and I got lucky enough to somehow end up with a genie, the first thing I'd wish for would be a built-in driver to take me where I need to go, when I need to go there, and know where they were going every time. But boom, Zarame, first wish of the day, shimmer and shine. Oh shoot, we're not here. Divine. We can't grant that. There, I just gave it to you. In the reality of life, you don't have genies or wishes on a star or or someone hearing you say, God, I wish this, that, and the other thing would happen, and literally there to make it come true. So it's not that easy. You've got to deal with things as they are. And things as they are right now are that I've got to get ready for work before this door-to-door transit shows up. And then we'll just kind of see how this video evolves. Actually, I might just let this video end like that, with the revelation revealing to myself and to you that although I didn't realize it, that might apply to me too. And if you look up the spoon theory, I think there's truth to the fact that even if you don't suffer from this debilitating illness, which to say it's debilitating might not be that big of an exaggeration. But, I mean, that's one case scenario where it seriously applies. But even for people who don't have that kind of condition, but do have maybe another one that takes their energy or their... And physical energy isn't the only energy to deal with. There's emotional energy. There's mental energy. Please follow me on Facebook and Twitter, especially Twitter. I pretty much live on Twitter. Check out Ira if you're blind or visually impaired. Sign the Do Not Demonetize petition if you would like people to stop having to gain YouTube celebrity status in order to monetize their videos through AdSense. I know AdSense doesn't bring a whole heck of a lot, but every bit helps, right? And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.